How much practice and rehearsal do you people do before you go into a club date?
Hardly any, as it turned out. This is a very sort of brave move on my part in terms of my sheltered life with the Brubeck Quartet all those years. I first came up here because I heard about Ed Bickert through Jim Hall. Ed Bickert, the guitar player, who was incredible, and Don Thompson, the bass player also, and Jerry Fuller. So I came up here, and without any rehearsal at all, we started playing the first trip. This is my third now.
You just arrived. Yeah, you've been in the sort of retirement or semi-retirement since the Brubeck Quartet broke up.
Yeah.
You have. I've been reading Gene Leaves. What made you come back, or more importantly, what made you go into retirement in the first place?
Fatigue, grouchiness, a number of things. It sort of hit the whole group about the same time. We'd been traveling for roughly 17 years. In the last 10 years, about 300 concerts a year, and it got to be too much.
What did you do then?
I just sat around for a while and did nothing, and then gradually Dave got into writing his symphonic works, and I started working on a book, and Gene Wright went out to the coast, Joe Morello does drum clinics, and we started to miss playing, so I began recording on my own. I worked some with Jim Hall, and then I started coming up here. This is the only club I've played in probably about 25 years, just so I can play with these guys.
Your last album, which is beautiful, I must say that the distributors aren't off the mark too much because the records aren't available anywhere.
Yeah.
But you've got another one coming out.
Yeah, it's either coming out or, depending on when this is, it will have been out shortly ago. But in the club, we're recording live this trip, and I'm sure we'll get an album out of it.
You're very nervous right now. Why? Is it me? You're so calm when you're playing. Or are you calm? Is that just a facade?
That's total huge fraud, is the honest truth.
You look absolutely composed, and you coax this. I know nothing about jazz. Does that distress you?
Not a bit.
I should be sitting here talking to you?
No, I'm delighted.
From what I do know, the people that do know and the people that I listen to tell me that you have the sweetest sounding saxophone in the entire world. And it just seems to come out very gently. Your sound is not frenetic or wild. It's hard to believe that you ever stopped playing it.
I lucked out in many ways because I really don't deserve it to have stuck with me. I really didn't play for about 3 years at all before I went back to recording. And in some ways, it may have helped.
Gene Lees on your last album cover wrote that you and Ed Bickert had met up and that you came up here and you started playing with him. You played with him today. And he mentioned that you were so quiet and shy, and Ed Bickert was so abominably shy. He didn't know how you'd ever got together or could say anything to each other in the first place.
Took a couple of weeks
before you said anything.
Exchanged too many sentences, yeah. But
you wanted to be a writer at one time, did you?
Yeah.
You still want to be a writer when you grow up?
Not all that much, actually, if I ever indeed do. One thing I learned during the years of not playing, I started hanging out in the bar in New York called the Lanes, where a lot of heavyweight writers spend a lot of time. And I discovered over a year or so that almost all of them have secret Walter Mitty dreams of becoming jazz players.
Of course.
And I figured that's a dumb move to turn in a fairly secure place in the world of jazz for number 493 unemployed humorist.
When you did retire, or almost retire at one point, that you were able to because of a great financial setup that you and Dave Brubeck had got into. Has that security left you now? Do you have to play?
Well, not really, but it isn't quite as secure as it once looked. As a sort of yearly income, we sort of squirreled away the receipts from all the concerts and everything into a fund and took it out at so much a year, and there's some that really look terrific in 1954, does not look all that sensational these days. And the whole thing ends, appropriately enough, in 1984. So if I'm still around for that, I'll have to go back to work anyway.
Who would you like to play with now? Who are the
my favorite guys are the ones you
Okay.
either just listened to or are just about to listen to.
Apart from
Apart from Ed and
apart from
Don.
those people, who are the other people that you like and admire in the jazz scene right now?
Well, Jim Hall, I've always
Yeah.
liked playing with him. I've made a bunch of records with him. Jerry Mulligan, likewise. And most of my time, of course, I spent with old Father David Brubeck. It's an album, I'm sure, which is out by now with just the two of us, just duets. And as a matter of fact, they're talking about reassembling the original quartet with Joe Morello and Gene Wright.
Really? Are you interested in that?
Yeah, they're setting up some concerts.